It's more like just art and just like fine art in general is legal money laundering. Don't die. You still have to hold up your deal in that take me out on a date to a Cincinnati bar. All right. Tucker Carlson, Jordan Peterson, truth in speech is divine severance. Oh no, here we go.
Jordan Peterson was a clinical psychologist practicing in Canada when he got into a fight with the Canadian government over his right to say what he believes is true.
Oh my gosh, did Tucker Carlson get like beat in the face or something? Was he punched by a union organizer? What happened? Why does he have this massive cut on his lip? Did he bite his lip eating one of his many packs of free schwans that he gets? What's happening?
Practicing in Canada when he got into a fight with the Canadian government over his right to say what he believes is true.
Chapped ass lips. Listen, his wife got that dap, all right? And because of it, it dried out the surface of his freaking mouth, okay? Okay, wait. So Jordan Peterson did not get into a kerfuffle with the Canadian government. Jordan Peterson got into a kerfuffle with everyone who had their head screwed on straight and how he wanted to argue with people about how why he really wanted to misgender his students. He was like, he would debate for days on end about his right, his absolute God-given right to misgender his students. And his students were like, please don't misgender me. He was like, I really want to though. And that's how this whole thing happened, basically.
That catapulted him into the position he occupies now, which is as one of the world's most important, one of its last, really.
He appeared before the Canadian Senate. Wait a second. Oh, didn't he appear before the Canadian Senate just to argue against Bill C-16? Because he made it his entire career to really want to misgender people. That's the path that he took his career. I was in the room while Jordan Peterson and senators debated my human rights. Hey! So I'd like to tell you how I really need to strip the human rights from my students. They don't deserve them. My feelings are more important than their right to humanity. They are not real people. 3/5 at best. Thank you, Jordan Peterson.
Public intellectuals. He's written a brand new book, 12 New Rules to Life. We just had
life is really long and you can only come up with 24 rules? Damn. In 2 books? You have to pace the rules, releasing 12 at a time. You want to maximize the profit? Oh yeah. You don't want to stack them on too high.
And fascinating, genuinely fascinating conversation with him on a new episode of Tucker Carlson Today. It's just out on Fox Nation. Here's part of it. You made your decision 2016 not to say what the government of Canada was prepared to force you to say. You decided, I can't do that. It violates my conscience. My soul's at stake. I'm not doing it. Looking back on that decision 5 years later.
My soul is at stake. Holy crap. Wait, what was even in Bill C-16? Let me see. Because I know Jordan Peterson spent most of his time lying about it. So I even forget what was even in Bill C-16. An act to amend the Canadian Human Rights Act of the Criminal Code. Oh no, and it's just some dumb shit in French. Nobody cares about that. There's a law passed by the Parliament of Canada. The law adds gender expression and gender identity, not gender ideology, as protected groups in the Canadian Civil Rights Act and the Criminal Code provisions dealing with hate, propaganda, and incitement to genocide and aggravated factors in sentencing. That sounds epic and pog. What are you talking about? The bill is intended to protect individuals from discrimination within the sphere of federal jurisdiction and from targets of propaganda and consequence from their gender identity and gender expression. The bill adds gender identity and expression to the list of prohibited grounds for discrimination in the Canadian Human Rights Act and the list of characteristics identifiable groups protected on the hate, propaganda, and criminal code. It also adds that evidence, the offense of motive of bias. Okay, so it's just like you can add on to hate crimes. That you cannot deny people for their gender identity or expression for employment, accommodation, services, benefits to individuals, federal jurisdiction, public services, federally regulated industry. And okay, so what, you just cannot deny people? Like actual like human rights? Cool. That sounds epic. I love it how Jordan Peterson was like, if I can't discriminate against people, what do I have left? What do you take from me next? Wait, they made it sound like, I remember when this first came out, they made it sound like they were just going to walk by the street and then, my bad, They made it sound like here's what it is. They made it sound like freaking you're at work, okay? You're in the freaking cubicles, big camera this one, all right? Imagine you're at the freaking cubicles, all right? You're just vibing. You walk up to the water fountain, but you're nervous, all right? Your hands are sweat. You're shaking, all right? Cuz you see your gender fluid pansexual
Shark,
coworker,
hog.
all right? Who you cannot use gender neutral pronouns around because that's misgendering, and you also cannot use gendered pronouns around because that's misgendering, and their gender changes every 0.2 seconds. It's like a roulette wheel. It just spins and it spins and you have to make sure you know that game at like Dave and Buster's with the light like turning around the circle, and you have to press the right button to get it to land in the middle. You have to guess the right pronoun out of the 57 neo pronouns that they have on their like Boy Scout like badge, sash. All right, you have to pick out one of them at that moment in time that they're thinking of, or else you're misgendering them. And if you do, you're going to be thrown into HR, and then you're going to lose your job. You lose your PayPal account. You lose your internet access. You lose your access to food, and you're just going to be on the street sucking dick. It sucks. You know, I mean, you know, some people like that, but you know, yes, for the people like this, it's not that's really gonna be. George Orwell. That's true. That's what they made it sound like. Sucks in two ways. Yeah, definitely. But it's just like you can't discriminate against people for their sex or identity. That's it.
Later, your life is completely different from what it was. Are you happy that you made that decision? Was it
Also, wait, where is this guy? Is he okay? Is my man in like the mountains of Colorado? Is he hiding away? Is his like daughter feeding him copious amounts of raw meat right now? Is he still on the raw meat diet? This guy, I'm honestly really surprised this guy isn't dead with the raw meat that he's ingested in his life. He's hiding with Kanye? Yeah, maybe.
Is it worth it?
Is he gonna cry? What is his face? Look at this deep sigh that he's about to let out. Is he gonna cry about it? That he was like exiled or something from his home country and now he has to be here? What? Your life is way different from when they bullied you out of Canada. Well, Tucker, I'll have you know how discriminated I was. I had thrown against me for not being able to violate. 1 second. Of my students, I can't violate their human rights. Okay. All right, bucko.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm happy that I made the decision. I wouldn't say that my life has been particularly happy over the last 5 years. It's been stressful beyond comprehension for a variety of reasons. But
you know what I just realized? Jordan Peterson is like mirror world. He's like evil world. He's like freaking Lazy Town villain Bill Nye. He's like the negative realm Bill Nye. You like you left the magic lock off of the mirror, and then the evil reflection started to crawl out, and it's he's like the evil shadow. Bill Nye, Bill Nah. Oh no, anything but that.
and I would say being pilloried on a regular basis publicly is definitely part of that. But
what's he doing? Is he okay? Does he not want to make eye contact with the camera? Is his like daughter behind there, like holding up a dripping wet piece of steak, raw steak, ready for him to force it down his throat? Because, Dad, it's 4 p.m. It's time for your daily dose of 4 pounds of raw meat. Yes, dear. He's contemplative.
you know, you make your decisions in life, and I decided when I was very young, I'm in my mid-20s, that I was going to say what I believed and see what happened. I talked to you earlier in the talk about adventure, you know, about the adventure of...
Dude, these faces, I'm sorry, I can't do it. Wait a second, these glasses are too thick. Wait a second. Oh no, don't do that. These glasses are too thick. Here we go. Thank you, Tucker. We appreciate you. We appreciate you, Tucker. Bro, who is this guy? What's happening? His daughter's holding him hostage. Dude, she almost killed him. He was in like a coma.
Of truth, and I don't think I'm happy about what has happened, and I certainly have dragged my family through their fair share of, well, both hell and also incomprehensible opportunity. It's expanded our lives in both directions to it.
Okay, so and there it is. So he's like, I'm now extremely wealthy off of grifting off of my after lying about taking away people's human rights. So he's like, yeah, sure. People may make fun of me on twitter.com on the Bird app. But I've been able to grift shitty little right wingers with my 2 books that tell them to wash their taint and clean their room.
A tremendous degree, but it's certainly been an adventure. It's not been dull, and I don't believe
he's nil by. Oh my goodness. Mirror World Bill Nye, it's nil by. Anything but this. It's the nega chin.
That it was a mistake. Whatever happens as a consequence of telling the truth is the best thing that can happen. It doesn't really matter how it looks to you at the moment, or maybe even across the years, because you have to. It's an article of faith in some sense. Do you believe that reality is better?
Wait, is Fox News just becoming the Tucker Carlson show? He has Tucker Carlson tonight and also Tucker Carlson today. Wait, is Fox News just a highlight reel of Tucker Carlson? It's 24 hours straight of Tucker Carlson and that's it? What's happening? Tucker Carlson tonight and today? He has a new show, I guess.
Constituted as a consequence of truth or falsity. If you believe that reality is best constituted as a consequence of truth, then you have a responsibility.
Oh, he has a script. Oh, that's what he's looking at. Oh, he has a script. He wrote all of this stuff down. He wrote out his dying wishes.
To speak the truth, and you can't assess the consequences and say, well, that was a mistake, because part of the decision that reality is best constituted as a consequence of the truth is the decision that no matter what happens is the best if it's a consequence of telling the truth. And so that's what I...
Are you guys keeping up with this? This is like the audio version of playing like 3-card Monty. You know what I mean? It's just words. It's just words. I've never seen someone with such a adept talent to just say words. Go back into the coma. Word salad. It's just a word. He's tossing it. He's tossing them all. Wait, I gotta go back. I have to figure out what he's saying. I have to understand.
It's really matter how it's of telling the truth. It's certainly been an adventure. It's not been dull. And I don't believe that it was a mistake. Whatever happens as a...
Oh, he had to get his script ready.
Consequence of telling the truth is the best thing that can happen.
The consequence of telling the truth is the best thing that can happen. Well, unfortunately, that didn't happen to you because you lied your whole way through your career, bud.
It doesn't really matter how it looks to you at the moment, or maybe even across the years, because you have to. It's an article of faith in some sense. Do you believe that reality is better constituted as a consequence of truth or falsity? If you believe that reality is best constituted as a consequence of truth, then you have a responsibility to speak the truth, and you can't assess the consequences and say, well, that was a mistake, because part of the decision that reality is best constituted as a consequence of the truth is the decision that no matter what happens is the best if it's a consequence of telling the truth. And so that's what I conclude. It's like, this is what happened because I said what I had to say as clearly as I could say it. And that's as good as it could be. Now, whether or not that's good, well, it's good compared to all possible alternatives, all possible realistic alternatives. That's an article of faith as far as I'm concerned. You know, our culture is predicated on the idea that truth in speech is of divine significance. It's the fundamental presupposition of our culture. Well, if you believe that, then you act it out and you take the consequences. You're going to take the consequences one way or another, you know. So... You want to...
They did Tuck dirty with this one. He looks just as confused as the rest of us. Oh, he looks. You're going to take the consequences. When Daddy gets home, you'll get your consequences, kitten. You're like. Okay. All right. I'm so confused. I think what he's trying to say is, I suffer. This is my cross to bear because I'm the only truth teller. They throw rocks, but they hated Jesus because he spoke the truth. Society. Man, I wish I just had like something that I could just instantly put on my face to put Joker makeup back on. I wish I could do an instant Joker stream. I need like a makeup artist here at all points in time to like quick draw, put the Joker makeup back on me. All right, because this is getting out of hand. This is getting out of hand. Here, 1 second. Check DMs. What, in Discord? You do know I have Discord. Like, I have to load up Discord for you to check any. What's happening? What's going on? So no. Wait a second. Oh no, that's awful. You can't do that. You can't do that. Oh no, Argo, please. Damn. Wait a second. Let me. Oh, where did I put it? You can't do this boy like this. You can't do that boy like this. Here, wait. Let me show you what I'm looking at. What Argo just sent to me. This is fucked up. This is fucked up, bro. This is fucked up. You can't. You've gone too far. Where the fuck is your chin? Wah, wah, wah.
Shark.
It's awful. it's too good. It works perfectly. Dude, this is what Tucker's gonna look like in like 20 years. I hope you know that. He's already got the hair swoosh. You know those dudes when they get old enough and their like hairline is like perpendicular to their jaw? It's like just right up here like this, like all this front part of their hair's gone. So what they do is they have like the back and then they have the back grow out. And so you get like the swoosh at the beginning to make it look like you have the front of your hair still. He's got it going on already. No chin, have an ass. No chin, no hairline, have an ass. Maybe. Thank you so much for the follow, for joining the Frenzy and being so pog, and also liking Willow. I appreciate you as well. Thank you for joining Frenzy and being so incredibly pog. Thank you. Wait, I learned something today. I learned that like pog, like PAWG, is a real thing. Like I've seen the word before, but I never knew what it meant, and I had to Google it today, and it was a wild ride.
The truth on your side, or do you want to hide behind falsehoods?
That's the question. Do you want to hide behind falsehoods? You can watch the full interview, the inspirational interview with Jordan Peterson by going to Fox News.
I feel so inspired right now. Did you send me my own video? Wait, I still have this video up on my channel, Weird Mosquito. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it stands for fat ass white girl. So you see some white girls out there with like massive dump trucks, just like damn.